Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about 25 brand new secret features, hidden details, and epic things you didn't know about the 2016 Festive Surprise Christmas DLC update that has just been added into Grand Theft Auto Online, featuring the new Nero, lots of new content and clothing, and a whole lot more. So you guys know that every Christmas we get these trees inside of our apartments, penthouse apartments, stilt homes, yachts, but we've actually got quite a few new additions this year, and I was kind of curious if Rockstar was going to be adding Christmas trees in there as well. Well, it turns out they did for some of them, which is pretty cool, including Christmas trees in our CEO office, which I think is awesome, and Christmas trees in not only the CEO Custom Auto Garage, which I think is pretty cool and can be found on the first floor next to the white set of sofas, but is also in the Biker MC Clubhouse. So that is 3 brand new locations where the Christmas tree can be found this year. The only location it is not at is in the finance and felony warehouses and also the new import and export vehicle warehouses. There are no Christmas trees in there. I would imagine they added the trees wherever you could spawn in and wherever you had a bed. Even though the vehicle warehouse does have a bed, you can't spawn there. So again, that probably is prompting why Rockstar didn't add that there. But 3 brand new spots for Christmas trees, so you can enjoy the giant one in Legion Square, the one in your apartment, the one on your yacht, and now you can enjoy the ones in your CEO and biker businesses too, and that is pretty exciting. All right, moving on, we're now going to talk about some pretty cool features regarding the new Nero Custom. So the first of which is that it actually has a custom color wall that goes around the outside of the tires. Now this is controlled by the primary color. So whatever you change your primary color to, that's whatever the thin color wall is going to be on the outside of each tire. So in case you're wondering, I think it's red by default. I'm not entirely too sure, but this can be changed to whatever color you want. It doesn't have to be the default one, and that's done by the primary color. And did you also know you can change the stock wheels of the Nero and the Nero Custom as well? So this has to be done using the iFruit app. Luckily, it is working now. So I've showed you guys how to do this in the past. Just choose the cheapest color wheel and make it the color you want. And then go in the iFruit app and simply order the stock wheels on the car back again. And you should be able to just drive back into the Los Santos custom shop. And when you reapply those stock wheels, they will be added to the car. And you can see the stock wheels on the Nero and the Nero Custom look incredible. So adding color on them looks so cool. And you can see I've kind of gone with a red design here that really does allow the livery and the rest of the other design of my car to stand out that much more. So I thought that was super awesome. And just know that both versions of the Nero can have their tires and their colors changed. Up next, there are a couple things about the Nero Custom that you need to be careful about, one of which it has unremovable mods. So for example, one of them is that carbon piece at the bottom of the bumper. That cannot be removed no matter what. So just be careful if that's something that really bothers you. Don't upgrade to the Nero Custom. That carbon piece can't be removed. And technically, the spoiler cannot be removed either. The Nero comes with a fixed spoiler, and this is something that cannot be removed from it. However, there is a way in which you can glitch out the spoiler. Now, the way to do this is to select the last spoiler that can actually be seen, and then what you need to do is just flick up to stock spoiler up and down really quickly on your D-pad or on your controller or mouse, and you should flick back and forth. And if you land on stock spoiler and there's no spoiler option, then you're good to go. All you do is select stock spoiler and you leave, and you'll have a Nero Custom without a spoiler, which is cool because some people might want a little bit of a cleaner look, and this would be a way to achieve that. So that's pretty cool. Even though there's no technical way to get a spoiler on the Nero Custom, there is a way in which you can glitch it out and kind of create a cleaner look. Now, speaking of spoilers for the Nero Custom, one thing you need to be aware about, and that is that the stock spoiler, even though it is there, does not provide a traction bonus for the Nero Custom. You've got to apply one of the other ones, Carbon Spoiler to Pro Level GT, in order to get that benefit. As you can see, I'm switching back and forth here, and only when I go to Carbon Level does it get the bonus of traction. So this could actually be really big for racing, and it's a shame because I love the stock spoiler and I think it's awesome, and I even think the removed option as well. But without that traction bonus, you might be hurting a little bit, and that might be something to persuade you from not buying this vehicle. So just a heads up right there. And sticking with the Nero Custom, if you want a fully upgraded Nero Custom, that means you do like the top range, highest end, everything. It's going to cost you around $2.6 million. So that includes the $1.44 million buying price, the $600,000 Benny's fee, and then around $600,000 in additional customization. This car has a lot, and you can spend a lot as well. So just be careful, because if you want to fully max this car, it's going to run you about $2.6 million or so. Now, let's move over to the regular version of the Nero, and one of the coolest features, in my opinion, of this car is the retractable spoiler. This is something that the Nero Custom does not have, but the regular version does, an active spoiler that functions just like the T20. So even though you don't see a traction bonus or benefit in the Los Santos Custom Shop, when that spoiler is active and when you see it coming out of the car, you are going to be receiving a modified traction bonus, just like how the T20 works from ill-gotten gains. So that's pretty cool. Again, I think the decision between the Nero and the Nero Custom is kind of tough, but this feature on the regular Nero with that retractable spoiler is a pretty nice one that you can only get on that car. Now, let's move on to those funky bodysuits. These are really awesome. So there's 3 of them, luminous, neon, and electric. They're all available for $100,000 each. But what's interesting here is how Rockstar really wanted to like get the anatomy of these suits correct. So what's interesting is if you have a male character, you'll notice kind of towards the groin area that they have essentially outlined what is supposed to be there, if you guys kind of catch my drift. And what I thought was interesting, I was thinking like, what if you have a female character? What's going to be there instead? Well, this is what Rockstar do. They've got 2 different styles of the suits, one for male and one for female. So I thought that that was pretty interesting that Rockstar wanted to include that very tiny but interesting detail on these bodysuits. And what's crazy is every bit of it, all the colored parts, will start glowing and flashing in the dark if you have that set with the new illumination feature. And that's another thing, is these suits obviously work with the new interactive feature that allows you to choose between pulse, flash, on, or off styles of illumination. Speaking of creating a flash, one new thing that is back, and that is the Firework Launcher. That's right. The Firework Launcher is available to purchase from the ammunition store, and rounds are now finally able to be bought via the ammunition store and the interaction menu, which is super convenient because if you're out and about doing a fireworks show, you don't have to scramble back to the ammunition store in order to get more rounds. You can simply just use what you've got on hand, and you can still keep creating your awesome fireworks show. So I think that's pretty awesome that the Firework Launcher has returned, albeit for a limited time. Still one of my favorite weapons. Now, I mentioned earlier that big tree in Legion Square that appears every year. Well, on the banners, I actually noticed something interesting. It kind of looks like an Easter egg towards North Yankton. We know North Yankton is the snowy setting where the prologue and one other mission takes place, and around the outside of the tree are these like banners, and that totally looks to be North Yankton. It looks like Rockstar literally grabbed 2 screenshots from North Yankton and put them on the outside of this tree, which again is kind of unfortunate. That's Rockstar teasing us once again, because without like serious glitches that I don't even know exist anymore, it's impossible to get to North Yankton in Grand Theft Auto Online. And in single player, it's not really complete. It was only used for 2 missions. So once again, Rockstar either trolling us here or just throwing a nice reference to one of the coolest snowy cities in Grand Theft Auto 5, and maybe it's a reference to the snow that could be coming sometime soon. Now, that's also a great segue, and speaking of the snow, we kind of have some conflicting details here. The first bit of information comes from Yan2295, who said, "I bet that the snow on Grand Theft Auto Online will be coming sooner than what most people expect." So what most people expect is Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So earlier than that, when would that be? And then FunMW2 comes out and says that snow is planned for Christmas Eve, and that is it. So I don't know who to believe here. We've got 2 pretty successful leakers saying 2 different things. Maybe they're just confused on their wording. Maybe they think it's going to come out late sometime on the 23rd and not necessarily the 24th. All I know is that currently right now the snow is not in game. You guys have been asking me like crazy, when is it going to be coming out? My guess was that it was going to be sometime late at night on the 23rd, which for the most of the world would be the 24th, which is Christmas Eve, lasting all the way through Christmas Day. and then returning on New Year's Eve and lasting all the way through New Year's Day. So we will just kind of have to wait and see when that comes out. And what Rockstar has officially said on their newswire regarding both the things FunMW2 said, the gifts and the snow, they state, and under the trees of all the good little boys and girls in southern San Andreas on Christmas Eve to help you celebrate the holidays in explosive style while you wait for that rare Los Santos snowfall phenomenon. So it does seem as if they're going to make us wait till the regular date. And they also kind of confirmed that we are going to be getting those gifts that I mentioned in earlier videos, like the snacks and the body armor and also the pajamas and the unicorn mask. But it also looks as if we're going to be getting one of a set of random shirts. So be on the lookout for that on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day as well. Now, one thing that was in the game but is no longer in the game was a weird set of bonuses for the car importing and exporting. So this only happened on Xbox One for like 15 minutes, but Rockstar basically made it 50% better to sell cars, where a top-range supercar, instead of selling for $100,000 at the specialist dealer, would sell for $150,000. So this has since been removed, and I don't think it is going to be returning. So it looks as if that was a mistake. Unfortunately, that would have been so awesome because I would have been making some serious bank if that was true. So the rumors were that yes, it was in the game, but Rockstar since corrected it, and now it is back to normal. Now let's talk about some discounts that are going on right now and online. The first of which has to do with the Shotaro. It is a 25% discount. It's now only 1.668 million as compared to 2.225 million. So in case you haven't gotten the Shotaro, this is now a great opportunity to get that. Also, in the most random discount ever, the Super Diamond is now only $187,500. Not sure why you would want that vehicle right now, but it is on sale. There's also two vehicles on Elitis that are on sale. The Volatus, which is now only $1.7 million, and the Nimbus, which is now only $1.4 million. Again, I don't really love either of those vehicles, but they're on sale, and if you really want to add them to your fleet, you totally can. We've also got custom apartments and stilt homes that are receiving 25% discounts, so that's nice as well. If you want to take advantage of any of the new property slots, now you can get cheaper apartments and stilt homes in some of the best locations in downtown Los Santos and Vinewood. There's also 25% discounts on 3 weapons, the mini SMG, the sweeper shotgun, and the compact rifle. I think that only has to do with buying them, not any of the attachments or anything like that. So unless you just haven't bought them, this might not be useful for you. And we've also got 25% off of all respray colors. So that's nice. You can obviously upgrade the new Nero, and you'll be spending less money if upgrading the paint jobs is one of the things you're ultimately going to do. Now, one of the things that was also added into the game as well is a new set of pajamas and a smoking jacket. So it's the bold pinstripe smoking jacket and pajamas, which is kind of this pale pink and navy blue pattern. It actually doesn't look bad. I still don't know how many people are actually wearing stuff like this, but this is a free gift, and all you have to do is log into Grand Theft Auto Online to claim it, so you might as well. In addition to that, it seems as if Turf Wars, the adversary mode that was added last week, is still double money and RP, and that is going to be going on until Friday. So I would imagine Friday is the next time they're going to be updating the tunables. So if you really love Turf Wars, it's 2 times money and RP until Friday. So jump on that, take advantage of it, and make some money. We touched on a lot of this on my stream earlier, but obviously there was a lot of new clothing, accessories, masks added into the game. So probably the biggest lot is the new tops that have been added with the 2016 Festive Surprise. Now, in case you can't tell where something came from, Rockstar have labeled them by year. The ones that have come out this year will be labeled Festive Surprise 2016. Obviously, the ones that came out in 2015 will be labeled 2015, and the ones that came out in 2014 will just be called Festive Surprise items. So I know that can be a little bit confusing. The big ones this year, though, are the glowing clothing and hats that can take advantage of the new interaction illumination feature. There are a ton of glowing sweaters. There's 3 different styles, one with like a button and a collar, one that's more of like a flat face sweater, and then one that's pretty crazy and like has these super festive designs on them. All of them have unique individual glowing parts, so I recommend that sometime during the night you go to any clothing store and just try some of the different combinations combinations because it's cool. Some shirts will have a lot of illumination, some will not. So kind of just find the ones that you think are best and the ones that might go perfectly with your style and pair them with some of the other things that, as I mentioned earlier, were returning from 2015 and 2014. A ton of stuff has been returning, which is absolutely great. Moving on, something that's kind of weird, the Nero is not available as a stock car in races. So typically, even if you don't own a car, if you have special vehicles or custom vehicles turned off in a race, you can use the cars in the game regardless, but the Nero is not on the list. So I wonder if this is a glitch. Again, this could be a great way for people to test it out without necessarily buying it, or if they want to get a feel for it. So I wonder why Rockstar hasn't activated this in races yet. I guess we'll have to find out soon. All right, and the last two things today regard ways in which you can make some money. The first of which is in the form of a new premium race, and that is called Plummet, which involves supercars, and that is going on from now until January 2nd. So you actually have a long time to take advantage of this. Of course, the podium winners get money, triple RP for participating. And last but not least, there is a hashtag Festive Surprise 2016 Snapmatic contest in which 5 chosen Snapmatic photographers will receive a hefty bonus of 1 million GTA money. And that has to be submitted by Monday, January 2nd. So all the details for that, I will leave a link to in the description. But other than that, that's 25 brand new hidden details, secret features, and awesome things you might not have known about the new Nero, the new Festive Surprise, a whole lot of other things that were added today within this update. As always, my goal for these videos is to hopefully teach you at least 1 or 2 new things that you can take with you, but I'm really hopeful that you got at least a lot more than that from this, and if you did, I would love for you to drop a like rating on the video. That would be awesome, as well as subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.